Do you think Joshua Cheptegei has a beef with the 3K world record?
I think he has a beef with um, himself because I think he's realized that, hey, the shorter distance I go, the less likely I am to be an all-time great. He ran 7:33. He basically ran almost close to exactly his PB. It's a little bit
Yeah.
faster by like 0.02. Um, I think you could tell like after 3 laps, it's like this wasn't happening.
Mm.
It made sense that it was kind of on looking back on it now, you're kind of like, oh, this makes sense that he wasn't going to run 7:20.
Yeah.
But because the last time we saw him, he was breaking 5K and 10K world records, we're like, hey, why not? Yeah, I think it's still a good result. 7:33 shows he's fit, shows he's in shape. He did the whole thing by himself, basically. What were your thoughts though on Chelimo? I kind of like what do you take away from a 7:41?
Not much, because he went out with McSweyn and Cheptegei. And if you want to think about what's the least efficient way to run a 3K, it's probably going out at world record pace and then falling off of that. So,
Yeah,
I mean, he runs 7:41. So he ends
yeah.
up closer to third place than he did to first. I think what would have benefited Chelimo would have been if there was a second rabbit that instead of running 59s, because McSweyn did go through 1600 in 355, 356. They were on pace. That was the first sign I knew this was trouble. Was the rabbit McSweyn, who's sub 730 guy, was like dying at the end, and Cheptegei was a little bit off of him. And I was just thinking, these guys are the gas pedals to the floor, and he still has 3 laps to go. I think it would have helped. Yeah, Chelimo maybe having someone run 61s would have been beneficial for him. It wasn't really set up for his success. Maybe it was just a speed workout. Hey, run the really, really hard first 1200 and then go from there. But it's not as if Cheptegei didn't run world record pace for the beginning. It's not like he just ran 7:33 pace the entire time. He started off at 7:20 pace, and that's the part where Chelimo was running with him. So that it had to have been very painful the last couple laps.
Did you see? So Kyle Merber tweeted out, "What do you think? Stewart McSweyn was paid to pace this 3K, 10K over under." And then Ryan Gregson, a fellow Aussie, said he did it
Yeah.
for free because they are mates. First of all, because they are mates is such an Aussie phrase to say. Gotta love it. You gotta love it
Yes.
when you get
No
to
beef there.
hey, no beef there. They're not friends, they're mates. Gotta love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, it Cheptegei.
He should pay. He should get paid. Just say it. He should get paid. You went out there and ran a whole bunch of 50, 58 points. You should get paid for that.
Well, they should at least give him like a dinner or something, like maybe like a gift card to the Olive Garden, something like that. Maybe this is the beef. Maybe it's you owe me some dough for pacing you through the first half of that 3K.
You know what they needed? They needed another pay. Like McSweyn, because he's 7:28. McSweyn could have been the guy to get him to lap maybe 5 and 6 or 6. Now 6.5 would have been way too many. But he could have been that second guy who bridged the gap. But Cheptegei is getting to a point which all elite runners aspire to be at, which is you run out of rabbits at a certain point. There physically aren't enough people inhabiting planet Earth who can run at your pace to pace you in these races. So you have to get better and better people. But the problem is, the better the people are, the less likely they are, even if they're mates, to pace you because they want to be running their own race. They want to be running their own time. You saw that's what happened with Kipchoge. Literally, the breaking two and all that stuff with the cycling rabbits in and out had to be done because he's too fast for regular rabbits. He ran out of people. He ran out of personnel to use. But yeah, you should pay him. He should get paid. He should have gotten something for that effort. That was he did a good job. He did his job.